Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is where we answer all of your questions about puppyhood. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Sparky from the Puppy Academy. We're excited you're here. And now, let's get to the show.
Hi! Sorry.
I don't have to go.
Yes, they're just
Give us a moment!
letting you guys know that we're here. We're as present as you guys are. So just a second.
Ready.
I'm not ready. I'm trying to...
Welcome
Whoa.
to Ask a Puppy. Oh, hey there, friend.
That's because you're scary.
Ask a Puppy Trainer Show episode
236. I'm Bethany,
Sparky.
if you need to know him. And
If you need to
this
know him. Oh, we have
adorable cutie is... Oh, Coconut's here.
We got friends.
We have a
Friends
star.
everywhere.
We have a star here today. We have Coconut, who is the star of the Puppy Academy.
She's literally what the program was made for.
Yep.
She is on the logo.
That's right. And then we've got this little guy. Who's this again?
This is Jack.
Jack. Oh, that's a good name for a herding dog. That's
She
a
still has
good
puppy
name.
breath too.
Oh, it's so
I think
cute.
I have a new beard oil. I
So
think he's,
cute and so
trying to get a good taste.
little. Okay, I need a pillow. Hang on. You took my pillow.
Took both of them. Oh, nice. Gonna keep it?
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Okay. We
Supreme.
we got it together. We're good.
Do
We're
we,
good.
Bethany?
We do.
we? Okay. From Emma Hollis. Oh, by the way, anyone who has a question for us, you guys are welcome to throw them in the chat. We will prioritize questions, and especially when people answer back to questions we're reading or ask a question here and then respond back. We like the back and forth. It feels more personable.
That's exactly
Personable?
right.
Oh, whatever. He's a Cavapoo. Oh, 11-week-old. There was 2 parts to it. It didn't say part 1 and 2. 11-week pup goes crazy when need to get him on lead. Cries, screams, runs away, fine with it laying around. He's a Cavapoo. Once on, does well with training, but getting on and off is a nightmare. I think you're experiencing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, you're going to have to do some. I think you got quite a few things to do. I think nothing lives in a vacuum. So I'm not just going to say, hey, join our online school and check out our grooming and handling video and then do that and it's going to work out. I think
When you answered this question, remember we were just talking about how we found out we were actually nice trainers compared to others.
I am nice.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm nicer than the person we just talked about. I think you have a relationship issue. So I don't think it's just the dog doesn't like the harness being put on. I bet you it kind of bleeds into other areas.
Demanding,
Yeah.
pushy, permissive.
Does your dog wear a leash when they're just dragging?
She says
Get
he's
around the
fine.
house.
Yeah, she says it's fine dragging around.
I don't think she said dragging around.
Fine with it laying
around. So if your dog's just laying on the floor, not really moving, fine with a leash on. I'll be honest, I put a leash on my puppies from the second they come out of the crate. If they're out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, they're dragging that leash on the harness for that entire 2-hour window. I mean, young puppy, 11-week-old, I'm probably not keeping them out for 2 hours, but I would have about a 30-minute to an hour window where I'm trying to do a little bit of walk with them and walk
Inside.
like up and down my hallway.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of play with them, which is holding a toy and letting them get a grip, and I kind of just create counter tension, but I'm not pulling them all over, adding crazy like pulls to their face. Because remember, little puppy teeth and jaws are still developing. They can dislocate. We can lose teeth quickly. So it's more like a safety issue on that one. But then when I'm done with all that, I'm also teaching them how to exist in the space. So that's where I just keep the leash on the harness. I might tie them to my ankle or like my hip if I'm sitting on the ground with them. And I teach them just to exist in that space. If you get a lot of opposition reflex, which means that when you pull the leash or like you start walking and they really anchor, try creating that little bit of tension, dropping some kibble on the ground. And when they move to go get the kibble, make sure you physically relax your arms. So you're teaching when we add tension, they get something good for it. It's like a trade-off, like a handoff. And when they move for the food, they get slack. They start learning how not to pull against pressure, but how to follow it a little bit more readily. And then I do also think you guys need a grooming and handling session where you're teaching your dog how to, you have them in your arms, you take the harness, you touch it to their paw, you set it on the ground, you grab a handful of kibble, and you let them eat some kibble. Maybe have them on the ground, but I think they're going to run away if you set them down. So that's why I was saying hold them. But you're basically teaching them to feel that harness against their body, set it down, give some treats. And as they get more used to it, thank you, bud. As they get more used to it, you put it around an arm. You put it over the head. You do all that stuff. And if you have an over the head, get a bra harness. So get the one where they put their legs in and it goes up and snaps behind the back. A lot of dogs don't like things going over their head. It's like a little bit scary for them. That's where I'd start. Do you want to give the second half?
I want to introduce everybody to my new dog, Jack. I love him. He's
Just
wonderful.
got him. They want him. This is their boy.
This is my new dog, Jack. Well, what I do with my new dog, Jack, at home is in order to create better associations with the leash, it's what he said, but I'm just going to kind of say it in a different way, which is part of the reason crate works, not only for potty training, not only because dogs need to learn to be alone, but because it's boring in crate. And then they come out and we actually have more focus. All right. And so it can be really useful. And so that dog's not coming out of crate without a leash on. And I don't need to do the whole harness thing if I'm not going outside. So Jack has already learned how to wait for permission to come out of crate. So we open the door a little, shut the door, open the door a little, like 2 inches. His little nose goes through, shut the door till he backs off, waits. Then I bend down, I clip the leash on, then I stand up and wait. Now, Jack, I just got Jack. So sitting down is kind of wonky. And so just pausing is good enough for now. I stand up, I pause. He tries to come out. I block or use the crate door again, pause, and then I invite him out. And so the leash happens from the very beginning. Now, what I'm afraid, everything he said, I agree with. My dog is really social. I've done a lot of socialization with him. He's very social. What I agree with him on everything, but I just want to say, because I have no idea. I have no idea what you're doing at home. I can't see it. You could join our online school and then I could see it and then I could help you one-on-one. Just check out thepuppyacademy.com. But anyway, are you accidentally pulling the leash and trying to use the leash to get the dog to follow you? And maybe if you say place and point, you know, with your like lure with food and you're pointing, but there's leash tension accidentally. We see that a lot.
So let me just clarify.
It's handling skills.
I know the issue is putting on the harness, but we think the issue of putting on the harness stems from past opportunities of trying to control your dog through leash pressure. So we understand the question.
Creates frustration.
We think it kind of ventures away from the question a little bit to give you the answer.
It can create a lot of frustration and a lot of negativity around the leash. And so let's just make sure that even though the leash is there, you know, hook it onto a belt loop or just like pretend like it's not and do a lot of luring and body language. I agree with him. Yes, you need to teach what the leash means, pressure on, pressure off, but maybe for a week, the leash always goes on. But unless you're doing a potty, there's no leash pressure. You know, the dog just drags it around. Or if they hit the end of the leash when you're trying to work with them, you don't pull back. It's as if you just stepped on the leash, which maybe that's what you should do if they just kind of go rogue and start to ignore you. That way there's only tension, not a pulling back. That's what creates a lot of frustration and some issues around the leash. Some dogs are just fussy and you need to do a lot more counter conditioning work with food. You want the treat? Harness overhead, food, 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 harness off. Harness overhead, food, food. This is while their head is sticking out of crate, by the way. Harness off. Food, food, food. Harness on. Food like 10 times before I even clip it and let them come out. And if I'm going to put my dog on a harness to go for a walk or go somewhere, I'm going to go come, house. That's what we call crate. Come, crate. Harness on there. That way there's no going rogue. There's no chasing my dog down. There's none of that because you're creating really bad habits that I can't magically fix. It would take a really, really long time if you keep chasing your dog around for the leash. I actually came across a 2-year-old Rottie that just hates the leash because she's very independent. And they just walk on martingale. It's not like they're using some scary tool. It's like a harness around the neck. A martingale is. And so, yeah, we had to just use crate because she's made a game and she's 2 years old. Oh, they'll grow out of it. No. And she like goes through the whole house. And the way their house is, it's like one of these old duplexes here. So they're like circling the kitchen and the hallway, chasing down their Rottie to go for a walk. It's hilarious. And she loves her walks. She just also has learned to love the game.
She enjoys the game of running away.
But she used to get real nippy with it. That she did kind of level out a little bit, but it's just creates so many problems. So hopefully that works. We took way too long to answer that question.
Before we move on to the next question,
I
want to point out.
No,
Stop.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
I know.
Amazing. This guy's awesome. So
I've done a lot of work with him at home.
He's day 1 in the program. So he is there. I think he may be day 2. Is it day 1 or day 2? Something like that.
We are miracle workers.
Relatively new to the program.
We are
Let me
so
just
good.
point out what I saw though. So he was with Bethany. When she started talking, kind of started like getting a little bit like
he did.
movie, like
Yeah.
wanted
Like
to
this,
wiggle
like
around.
you talking.
So
Yeah.
the minute I do, stop, get off my dog. It's my dog now, not yours. You gave him away. All right. When I had him on my lap while she was talking, my whole job was kind of just to settle him down. I want to point out, he was kind of like licking at the hands and doing all that. When he started doing that, I had my deep pressure massage. I'm controlling his space. So I have a hand across the shoulders, a hand on the back. I'm doing a slow, deep pressure massage over his back. When I kind of started moving towards his shoulder, he moved his head. He stood up. He moved his head to start licking at my fingers. I moved my hands far enough away that I didn't provide access to them. I kind of did more of a suppression hold. So it means I'm like, this is perfect. This is suppression. I'm holding his shoulder against my chest, kind of bracing my hand on his body. So I'm kind of getting my third window to see if he's going to calm. I don't pet him anymore when I get this. When he gives in and settles, then I'll try to go back to my massage. Look how the head's kind of moving over.
Look at that yawn.
I freeze.
Sorry.
Leave my dog alone.
Sorry, he's so cute. Look, do you see that nose?
And now look how he's getting really wiggly. We've done this for about probably 12 or 13 minutes.
Yes.
He's getting to his what's in. He's done. If I keep petting him, he's going to start licking and then biting me because he's overstimulated, and this is how he communicates it.
And then
all of this, guys, don't punish him by still petting. Let's get off my dog.
No.
Don't punish him by still petting him. This is when we actually want to put them in the crate. This is them telling us they're done. Do you want to pet them?
But
so you
then,
can finish your plate?
no. But then all I was going to do is gesture, you maniac.
I think you peed on me.
Good.
You peed on me?
He did not pee on you.
They got little drops.
No, you didn't. You're fine.
You might just have a wet hoo-ha.
And then, what was I going to say? Dang it. It was
Did it
really,
have to do with wet hoo-has?
it was really good. It was really, it was really good. It was really important. You were talking about relaxing. Oh yeah. So what happens is when you keep seeing those tiny little signs, but you don't really know what you're seeing. He's telling you what you're seeing. You're seeing signs of like, I've kind of had it. You're a needy person. What you're teaching dogs, what you're teaching your new puppy, when you keep pushing that boundary, they're not full on biting you yet, but they will tomorrow because they're learning that you don't listen to them and you don't understand doggy body language, and humans are emotional, stupid predators. That's what primates. That's what you're teaching them. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag. I just don't think it works unless you say the hashtag. Hashtag, sorry, not sorry. You got to pay attention to your puppies. Cause, I'm tired of seeing all these puppies that have been like ruined since COVID. Like it's like this new thing. We've hardcore.
How did COVID do it? Why did COVID do it? I agree with you.
Because we are traumatized as a world, not as a nation, not as a country, but as a world. And so we are all taking out our trauma on our animals, and they got enough on their plate to deal with.
That gave me goosebumps.
It's true.
That gave me goosebumps.
It's true. It's true. Y'all are taking it out on your dogs. Okay. I can't bring it up. I'm having problems. Can you tell me the question?
Any tips for a 3-month-old pup? What?
No.
What?
You're getting a puppy, Cavapoo. How to introduce a sibling 2-year-old Cavapoo? They have the same dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't do a formal introduction, meaning I would do a few things. I might let them, this is what I would always do, some type of fence. I don't love crate being the fence, but if it needs to be a crate, that's better than nothing, because you need to see what that 2-year-old is going to do. If you don't know, if you don't have your dog in super social situations on a regular basis with not only adults, but puppies.
They act completely different. They play differently.
Yes.
Paws on the face, jumping on shoulders.
A dog might be great with a 7-year-old kid. They see a 1.5-year-old waddle into them. They might attack. I'm not saying your 2-year-old Cavapoo is going to attack. Cavapoos aren't very attack-driven dogs. But I'm just saying you want to just kind of know what you're dealing with, and you want the introduction to be slow. So we need a fence. We need some sniffing. They're all able to sniff each other and just kind of get used to each other's presence. And then you go into the yard together. And I would have both dogs dragging a leash or I'd probably hold the puppy's leash and let the 2-year-old drag a leash and just kind of move with them around the yard. That's how I would do it. You got anything else to add?
No.
And good luck. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, try it out. But make sure you advocate for your older dog,
Yes.
not just your puppy. So the reason we don't have you, God, I can't talk. The reason we have the older dog dragging the leash is so your puppy has the ability to kind of figure out their boundary. They're running to the older dog. The older dog can back off, give the puppy space, and develop a boundary as well. If your older dog is more on the background, not really engaging with the puppy, that's what your play is going to look like. If that puppy is off a leash, jumping on that older dog, the older dog eventually has to create a territory for itself and growl and bite and snap at the puppy to get them to back off, which most puppies still don't back off. They don't understand that. And it creates a lot of stress, anxiety, and frustration in an older dog. So the whole reason we're giving this advice is so you can advocate for your older dog as well as your puppy. We don't believe in let them work it out. We do not believe in that. For most dogs.
There you go.
Like
well, especially not a puppy.
90% of dogs.
Especially not a puppy. Oh, you got your question?
Yes.
Sorry, TikTok, I cut you off.
All dog trainers out there watching this, you guys are different. Letting them work it out with a trained professional dog trainer's dog is completely different.
That's totally different. Yeah, a balanced pack from a person, totally different.
My dog used to do that for me before she passed. All right, Kira. Any tips for moving from 3 times a day feed to 2 feeds a day for a 7-month-old pup?
You just do it.
You just do it, but look at your food bag. Maintenance. Don't have a fat dog. It's not good for their hips. Look at the back of the bag. You need to look at. Sorry, I did get a little heated for that one. Nutrition. There's so many fat freaking dogs out there, and it's not good for their backs and their spines. I had one. I know, and I made her skinny after that. You just basically lower to a maintenance diet. When they're done growing, their height has stopped growing, and now it's just girth. They're just getting gordo after that. That's when I cut to a maintenance diet, and I just split that meal in half. Morning, night.
All right.
I would cut down the meals, though, when they're done growing, height-wise.
Yurli says, any tips for free 3-month-old puppy biting? Breed would be really helpful here. We want to make sure that we're fulfilling the breed's nature, whether that's a terrier or that's a herding dog or just like a standard working dog. And I don't mean go play fetch for 30 minutes. No. I mean get control over the breed's instincts. It's so important to shape that from a very young age. So they get to practice what they're bred to do in some way, shape, or form. I know you don't have like a herd of sheep or anything, but there's many ways to do it. And then getting control over that right away. That's very important. If you're not doing the working in the house for meals at least a third of the time, practicing calming behaviors with your 3-month-old puppy, working on leash in the house, not just outside, working on calm thresholds. None of this puppy biting advice is fair to your puppy or will help if you have a driven puppy. So I just got to preface that with, the next thing I'm going to say, which is find a valuable no for your puppy. This is a 3-month-old puppy. It is perfectly capable of learning what it can and can't bite. Yes, it might be doing some puppy teething, so there might be some consideration there. I might do a no and then a little leash pressure or a little leash tug or a little, this is your bad shoulder, or a little bump.
It's good now, you can bump it.
Oh, okay, boom.
Bump
Okay.
it, yeah.
Or bump off and wait. And then if your dog goes rogue, then we've got a relationship issue, not a biting issue. But if you just bump your dog off and you're like, hey, just a little knee, no, not right now, when they're pestering you, and they just go off and go and play with their toy that's on the ground or something, then you're doing good. Or you redirect them to the toy. If it's really, really bad, we suggest trying a pet corrector, which squirts out air. It can just have an interruption response, and then you redirect to a toy at that age or something else. But none of those things are fair. They can even cause anxiety or work if you're not doing the other things that I mentioned. Do you have something to add?
I've been trying to read the question for 5 minutes.
No.
So no, I don't.
Is this puppy a 3-month-old puppy biting?
Oh, it's just adolescent. Or not even adolescent. That's just puppy biting.
Okay,
Can
you...
Oh, we got the corgi
we got the corgi butt. Thank you. You say it like it's allowed. Is puppy biting humans allowed at 3 months?
No, it's not allowed.
Okay,
if I knew the question, I would have had more time to think about it.
All right. Anyway, 9-month-old. This is a good one. Are y'all dog traders? Yep.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Dog traders.
Derek says 9-month Collie started barking. 9 months.
How do you have my phone? Because you didn't have one, so you took mine?
Well, you were talking for so long, I was getting bored.
Good Lord.
Okay. A 9-month-old collie started barking. I like this one. Collie. First of all, you said collie, which makes me really, really happy. Collies, poodles, not mixed with a million other things. It makes me so happy. Okay, anyway, 9-month-old collie started barking at sounds from the hallway. How can I get him better at dealing with this? Derek?
That's all you.
If you would like some serious one-on-one help, please message the Puppy Academy and their email. You can find it somewhere, and like on the website or something. And I would love to do like a Zoom with you and really dive into, are you doing what this collie needs? Because I'm telling you, collies are cool. They are the original herding dog that many, not all, but many of the other herding dogs stem from. Notice how excited I'm getting? Very excited. So it is a natural instinct for your herding dog to not want to go and...
Mixed. He's mixed. He's a foster.
Not want to go and like attack especially if it's like a retriever mix, it makes sense. They're not going to want to go and attack the hallway, but high levels of suspicion. They're bred for that. And so that doesn't mean that it's allowed, but it means that you do have to account for some of the natural instincts of the dog. So go find out what the no, we're not doing that. We do have to do that though. What the natural instincts of the dog is. Is it to retrieve? Do they have a soft mouth like a retriever? I think I saw a retriever. Mm-hmm. Or is it more of focus, movement, sound sensitivity, which is going to tap more into the herding dog. Go find what this, I think you said you were fostering. Is that what you said? Yeah. Go find what this dog's instincts are and start to work with them. And so that way, when you come back in the house, let's say that it's heavily dominant with herding instincts, you don't just say no and pop the leash or do a pet corrector. Be like, knock it off, get over here, here's a chew toy. That's what you do with a gold retriever though. But if it's a herding dog or herding dog instincts, it's much more sensitive than that. It's guidance. It's this is what you do instead. And this is what your job is instead of barking down the hallway. So no, don't do that. Do this instead. Honestly, a lot more work. Retrievers are just like, knock it off, usually. With a herding dog, you've got to have, or herding dog instincts, you have to have way more sensitivity. And so hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of where to start. I'm sorry it doesn't directly answer your question perfectly, but 9-month-old dog, you're right, getting into adolescence and a lot of intensity and emotions and hormones and things like that. So I would get some one-on-one help. I would definitely do that. Okay.
All right. So this is going to go off of another question someone asked as well. So someone asked, what if your puppy cries?
Wait. So our blog has been doing really well, apparently, on Instagram, TikTok, Tickety Talk, which is really cool. We really appreciate you guys. And so, Instagram is celebrating us, by the way. We just got fireworks. And so, anyway.
Everyone on TikTok is just like, what the hell is wrong with them?
We really appreciate all the questions. And I just want to say that all the dumb comments, I hope you guys are ignoring them, and I hope they don't discourage you from asking good questions from these idiots that don't know what they're talking about.
It helps our engagement.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So be brave, ask questions, and the negative comments and the stupid comments, they just help us out. So, all right. You want to
Bethany definitely won't call you up for any of those.
Nope. With that context, you want to read the question?
All right.
Finally.
What if your puppy
And I won't interrupt you anymore. I won't.
What?
I'm just reading.
If your puppy cries at night in the crate but sleeps during the day? What if your puppy cries at night but sleeps during the day? And then we have a follow-up. I also have the same problem. Fine during the day and cries and barks at night. No, They thought they were the opposite. They're literally saying the same thing.
Oh.
They thought they were opposite. I have another one.
Oh, it's the opposite of the blog. The blog was about puppies crying during the day, which is more common than puppies crying at night. Now, my question would be, is the puppy in the same room with you? Not that the puppy has to be.
Kelsey H., this is also going to answer your question too.
Kelsey H. The puppy does not have to be in the same room with you at night, but puppies or dogs are kind of more pack-driven, social-driven, so they do like to be around people. That's why the day is usually hard because you're not around. And at the night, other than them moving around and an occasional whine for a potty, they tend to do better. But if you want to just put your puppy in the laundry room, that's fine. If it's not for pee, they just got to get used to it. As long as they're not physically hurting themselves to try to get out of a kennel or a crate or an enclosure, you just leave them be and play the white noise.
New dogs, especially when they're not sleeping at night, it takes a little bit of time. They're still getting used to it. Some dogs do better in the room with you. So like in the crate, in the room with you. Sometimes I even put them next to my bed to get them a little bit closer. Dogs tend to follow your circadian rhythm. So your snoring patterns, your breathing patterns, how you shift your body at night.
That could be affecting them.
Well, some dogs like it and get used to it. Some dogs do not. And it literally wakes their butts up.
That would be my
husband. Time you shift. That's me.
It's because he's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's not like a white noise machine all night long. It's like booming and then it disappears for an hour and you get into deep sleep and then it comes back.
Yeah. My wife can sleep through a bomb at this point.
Thank God.
I am the bomb.
But yeah.
If they're not sleeping in the crate overnight, you can move the crate to a different part of the house. You can move it as far away from you as humanly possible.
Or try in the bedroom with you if you're not doing that.
Right. That would be my first thing I'd try. And then if that doesn't work, I'd move it farther away. You can do a walk-in closet where you move some not your bedroom walk-in closet, but like a different walk-in closet. If you have a couple, you could move your coats to the side, put some kind of piece of cardboard separating your coat in the crate so you don't come back to a coat with 40 holes in it because they got mad. Put some cardboard around, put the crate between there. It's a natural dampening. Walk-in closets have a lot of different materials in them, and it tends to kind of like get close to the crate. That will dampen a lot of sound coming into that room as well as leaving that room. Now, you do have to create some airflow, so sometimes I leave the open door slit. I'll put a little mini fan in there, not pointing at the dog.
Not open the door, the cover.
Yeah, so you can circulate some air. Yeah, the little slit.
You said open door.
Oh, no, not the crate door. Sorry. Open a little slit of the cover on your crate, and then the fan will point near it. So it's circulating the air in there and also the room itself.
And then one more thing I'd like to add, we're going to do a little bit of rapid fire, and I'm going to include this in the rapid fire. So one little thing that I would like to add is let's make sure that we are tiring our puppy out during the day. If you want to try this before bed, you can't do it right before bed. So let's do some stacking. I don't know how old your puppies are. If they're getting into adolescence and they're intact, they're definitely going to, have more energy. So let's do the walk and then some training and then a little bit of fetch and then some calm crate pattern. Huh?
Aussie.
And then some calm crate patterning. And then we're really going to stack like 45 minutes of training. I don't know the age. Maybe it's not 45 minutes, but double what you usually do through the day and stack it. But then you're giving water and then the dog needs an hour to process before you actually go to bed or you'll be up for potty. So give a little bit of water, but put them back in crate. I know it's nighttime and you actually want to spend some time with your dog. No. But you can't do that. You put them back in crate, let them settle for 20, 30 minutes, out for a pee, another, time out in place. If they're able to do that, they can be out with you on leash or another little crate stint so their body settles and they'll pee again before nap. Okay, rapid fire, what do you got?
I think they're also getting a lot of barking during the day too, in the crate. So it sounds like it's not just a nighttime issue.
Rapid fire.
You need to give your dog more exercise, training, mental stimulation, physical stimulation. It will all balance out. Make sure you get a little bit of settled time before they go back to the crate.
Sounds like you might have a little bit of anxiety too, and so you might want to look into that. And you could try a pet corrector to kind of interrupt the barking, but none of that will work if you're not doing the other stuff. Can you read the other, Ricky, the other question on here? It's for that one.
12-week-old puppy who is pooping in her crate at night and eating it. She will hold her poop for really long stretches during the day. How do we break the cycle?
You got to get a poop at night. You got to get a poop before bed. No
She's
matter
comfortable.
What you do.
She's comfortable in crate, and then they eat it up so they're not laying in their poo sometimes. So the same advice that I just gave about longer exercise, try that. And then also I would bump up her night feeding time as much as 2 hours if you can. If you usually do 7, do 4 p.m. if you can. Water too.
And that dog we do not go to bed unless we get a poop out of that dog, which means I might have to rinse and repeat, give some exercise out of the crate for 15 minutes. 10 minutes of that is walking back and forth, place pattern. 5 minutes of it is down, stay on place, or whatever version of it. I'm going down, stay on place, and then outside for a poop, back to the crate for 30, do it again. I'll get a camera on that crate and I'm watching that camera. If I see circling in there, I'm jetting to go get that dog out.
Okay,
That's how I run.
why, yes, that is actually how he runs. It's really embarrassing. Why Colin says 10-month-old Cavapoo starts jumping when I try to put the harness on and it's a struggle. What can I do? Utilize crate. Don't even have the harness on you or have it in a little basket on top of crate. Dog come, we call it house, little piece of food. Then you pull the harness on, get those front legs in there, and then turn the dog down, turn the dog around, put him back in, put the leash on, have him pause to come out. Otherwise, you're training your dog to target something like place. 10-week-old or 10-month. A 10-month-old Cavapoo should have a really good downstay or really good place duration. So you just hang the leash and harness around your neck. You have the dog go to place or into a downstay. Good. Squat down, piece of food, harness overhead, piece of food, and make that the rhythm. Don't chase your dog around town.
That piece of food is called counter conditioning.
Yep.
So you're countering the conditioning of the bad behavior.
The poop eater said dog will poop twice before bed.
Get 2 poops before bed, then.
Yeah,
Easy
something's
answer.
going on. Something's going on here. So,
Most time for that, I feel dogs are getting fed too much. Check the mate. What's your dog's age? Are they still growing in height? Are they still being fed what they were being fed when they were still growing in height? And if you haven't shifted to a maintenance diet because they're fully grown height-wise, then that just means that they're getting more food. Their body can't process it. It becomes additional waste.
this may not be your situation, but many dogs won't poop because they're nervous dogs, like genetically. So if you go outside and you just have a nervous dog and they hold it as long as they can, then you got 2 poops and then 3 poops for 3 a.m. and then maybe another at 6. Now you're dealing with a behavioral issue that you have to work on in order to help the poops. I don't know if that's the issue. It's just something to think about.
I'd be curious. If you do think it's a food thing, send us in your information. So how we get these things, Ricky, how do we get these? Who sends us these? What's this term?
They write a comment. They send it in on our Instagram stories. They send us a DM.
Everything she just said, do that. And send me what age your dog is, what their height is, if they're still growing, their breed, and then how much you feed per meal and what your brand is.
Michelle says, how important is it for a puppy to be able to see us from crate at first? It's not important at all.
It actually tends to make them worse.
It can, yeah. It's not important at all. In fact,
Well, it makes them better because they can see you, but worse when they can't later on.
Exactly.
So it's way worse in the beginning.
Exactly.
You get it.
Zoe, 7-month-old lab, techniques to calm my dog, Labrador, 7 months old, adolescent dog, Zoomies, especially in the garden biting plants. This is all about training a valuable no and leash control. All right. We're not going to get into it anymore because unfortunately it's 1:37 and we have hit our limit. But if you come back next week and you ask the same question, we will prioritize
We will
you.
remember you.
And we'll dig more into it. Okay. Thank you guys so much. And any final thoughts? No, just the wave goodbye.
Thanks for tuning into Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
We hope you found some advice that you can use to help make puppyhood a little easier.
Don't forget to join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time on Instagram or TikTok at The Puppy Academy.
This is where you can get a chance to ask your burning questions in real time. And if you want even more puppy guidance, visit our website at thepuppyacademy.com for info on joining our online puppy school.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review.
These reviews let more people find us and supports us on our mission to help as many puppy parents as possible around the globe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.